But it doesn't change that you, whether it's criminal, civil, bankruptcy, divorce, whatever it may be, you have no idea how to hire a lawyer, how to vet a lawyer, how to hold a lawyer accountable. Even clients of ours at White Collar Advice who are lawyers still struggle to hold their criminal defense attorney accountable. So I want to help you. I really do. And all you have to do is listen to this video and, of course, implement the advice that I'm going to share with you. At some point in your life, you may have to hire a lawyer. And if you do, I want to help you.
Help me help you.
Terrible mistakes that I made. I've joked that I was very vulnerable when I was a defendant, meaning I could be leveraged off of or exploited off of and pull out the credit card and pay without scopes of work and really clearly defining how I would be helped. So whether it's criminal, which we primarily focus on here at White Collar Advice, or civil or bankruptcy or divorce, bankruptcy, whatever it may be, I want to help you make better decisions and really insert into your mind the first question you should ask a lawyer. When I film videos about lawyers, I'm not knocking all lawyers. There are wonderful lawyers out there. Every now and again, I need to make this disclosure because some lawyer may come across it and find it off-putting. Our team at White Collar Advice works with terrific lawyers, and we know the majority of them do a very good job. But it doesn't change that you, whether it's criminal, civil, bankruptcy, divorce, whatever it may be, you have no idea how to hire a lawyer, how to vet a lawyer, how to hold a lawyer accountable. Even clients of ours at White Collar Advice who are lawyers still struggle to hold their criminal defense attorney accountable. So I want to help you. I really do. And all you have to do is listen to this video and, of course, implement the advice that I'm going to share with you. 2 years ago, I filmed a very popular video on this subject of hiring a lawyer that's crossed over 50,000 views, I believe, called 12 Questions to Ask a Lawyer. And I'll put up a link to that. I'll put up a little description or the video somewhere above me in this video. And in that video, I touch on holding a lawyer accountable, reviewing some of their writing, speaking with some of their past clients. Do they engage in payment plans? Do they prefer inclusive arrangements or hourly? So you should absolutely watch that video, but I did not include what I think to be the first and most important question you should ask when you're considering a lawyer, which is, do you size people up? I'm going to get more into this, but let me say it again. When you are interviewing a lawyer and they're telling you how great they are and the people that they help, again, you should speak with some of their clients. I think that's a very big deal. People who are considering working with our team at White Collar Advice, we will frequently say to them, if you'd like to speak with clients of ours, they're available. We have case studies that you can review. We could actually speak to past and current clients to learn more. I think that's a really big deal. So as they're selling their services to you, I think the first question you should ask is, do you size defendants up? Do I pay more if I have more? And let's talk about why that's relevant. Our team at White Collar Advice has worked with so many people that we've had some clients work with the same lawyer. Right now, we have a client in Florida. We have 3 clients in Florida with the same lawyer. Good lawyer, very good marketer, but the 3 clients have paid measurably different rates. Now, I know what you may be thinking, and it's a good point, so let me address it for you. I understand the work may be totally different. I understand one client may be going to trial. It's going to be more expensive. I understand you may be thinking, well, someone's very early in the investigative process, Justin. The retainer and cost should be more. Perhaps someone just pled guilty. In some cases, maybe more associates are going to be involved. So I understand the different dynamics with where someone could be in a civil case or a criminal case or a bankruptcy proceeding or whatever it may be. I am conveying to you apples to apples.
Do you like apples?
If 2 people are at the same process and this attorney has an idea of how much work will be involved, I do not think attorneys should size defendants up. Now, good salespeople will ask probing questions. I'm okay with that. In the criminal justice world, one way that they will ask probing questions is, well, where do you live? And did the government seize your bank accounts? If not, how much liquid cash do you have? Because maybe you owe money, you can make a restitution payment. In some cases, some defendants have already sat for the probation interview, and then they may switch lawyers, but the probation interview or report leads to a very lengthy financial analysis, which of course is going to show the assets that someone may have. So good questioning could help deduce or ascertain how much a defendant or potential client may have. I don't think someone should pay more if they have more. I do not think defendants should be sized up. I don't. You, as you're interviewing lawyers, the first question, ask them that. Do you size defendants up? Because it is uncomfortable for me. Forget about me. This isn't about me. This is about you. It's uncomfortable when I speak with a client who has a lawyer and another client has the same lawyer, and I know for the same work, literally the same work, if anything, it should be less because our team is involved and we're taking a lot of the work like the narrative and the videos and the letters off the plate. Forget about all that. It's uncomfortable when I know one client paid $250 to this lawyer at the same stage of the journey, another client paid $50. Why? The client that paid $250 had more, but I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. And as you're interviewing lawyers, the first question before checking out reviews, before reviewing how well they write, do they take payment plans? Are they passionate about their career? Do they have any issues with the state bar? Before you go through basic questions that I cover in that 12 questions to ask a lawyer, I want you to ask, am I paying the same rate as everybody else? Because in my world, the criminal justice world, what I have seen repeatedly, in fact, in Ethics in Motion this happened, my second book, Ethics in Motion. There's two of the chapters in here, both clients were represented by the same lawyer. Now, this is going back more than 10 years, but the same issue happened. It was a disparity, a chasm of almost $80,000 for the same work. And you know what happens when you go through a government investigation? Even if you're at the time, your probation report, or even if the time you get indicted shows you have money, things begin to implode a little bit financially, reputationally. It's a very expensive process. In my world, in the white collar advice world, sometimes you want assets to pay back to the court. That could lead to a shorter sanction, or set aside money for your family, or build a new business before and while in prison, like many of our clients have done. Resources matter. If you're going to make an investment, it's got to be in your best interest. So I share this from a very personal experience. In addition to clients who I feel have been sized up, it happened to me. I was fortunate when I was a defendant to still have significant liquid resources. And initially when I retained a law firm, and I'm not going to bash this firm because our team now does work with them. Individual lawyers are different than a lawyer I may be working with now 10, 15 years later. It's sort of like a corporate culture within a firm. A broker at UBS where I used to work, this could be totally different from a broker in New York, right? So some of these big firms, it's really the people leading it within. But I know that I felt like I was sized up as a defendant, and they got a larger retainer because of what I had. And then they put more lawyers on it than they should. And eventually I moved on from them. And I went to a law firm, Joel Athey and Bob Corbin, highly ethical, highly honest. This is why I think it's valuable. When you ask your lawyer, one, do you size me up? If they say no, I want you to follow up. I want to speak with clients. I want to speak with people with whom you have worked. And on that call, if you actually speak with a client, you'll be in a position potentially to ask, this is what he's charging me. At White Collar Advice, I can assure you, our client, we create clearly defined scopes of work based on the work that we're going to invest. Our clients, if they speak with someone and they go, what do they charge? What does it cost? It's going to be a very similar rate. Of course, the scopes of work are going to vary depending on where someone is in the journey. The scope of work for a potential client who's just pled guilty may be different from someone who's going to prison in a week. No different from a lawyer may charge a different rate if someone's going to trial versus it's a slam dunk case, I'm going to plead guilty. But I believe they should be the same so you can feel comfortable about getting on the phone with potential clients. Our team at White Collar Advice and Prison Professors and Compliance Mitigation feels comfortable encouraging prospects to speak with our clients because nobody's going to be caught off guard. So if you walk into the Apple store and you want to buy an iPhone, if you're broke or you're a billionaire, it's the same cost. Well, probably if you're a billionaire, they'll probably give you the phone for free. But I think you understand the objective here, what I'm trying to convey to you. Hiring a lawyer is a big deal. It's expensive. It's stressful. When I was a defendant, I remember every time the phone rang and it was my lawyer, I was like, damn, he's going to bill me. What bad news is coming today? It's stressful enough without feeling as if you paid 2 or 3 times the price simply because they sized you up. You were nervous, you were vulnerable, they seized on the talking points, and they got you. I've been asked what do I think is the worst sizing up I have ever seen as I close this video, and it's very clear. When defendants are in custody, when the feds come and raid your home at 5 in the morning and remand you to custody and you've never been confined before and you're freaked out and the family frantically begins searching for lawyers and the first one they speak with says to you, I can get your husband or boyfriend or spouse or brother out today, but it's going to cost X. That pain point of getting the spouse or loved one out of prison, you'd pay any price for that. But I've had myriad examples over the years when the rate in so doing, or the rate is twice as much, when in reality a federal public defender probably would have got them out of custody because they're nonviolent first-time offenders who simply needed to see a judge before they got released on bond. Watch that video, 12 questions to ask a lawyer. And the first question that I failed to insert 2 years ago, and I should have, is, do you size people up? Do you treat everyone the same way? Can I speak with some of your other clients to become more comfortable? I hope you found huge value in this video. If you did find value, please subscribe and like. And I'm very personal about having filmed this, and I just want you to profit from my losses and all the mistakes that I have made and some of the mistakes that defendants have made over the years. Learn from us, be better, do better, be stronger, and hold whomever you hire accountable. Thank you so much. I'll be back soon. Goodbye.